Hello to Dr. Nusaiba and everyone. We are Group 3 and today we will be presenting the risk management of ASUS.
1.0 Company Profile. ASUS is a global technology company from Taiwan founded in 1989 by four computer engineers. The company produces laptops, desktop, smartphone, and gaming products under the ROG brand. Today, ASUS operates in over 50 countries and is known for innovation, quality, and sustainability. Its slogan, in search of incredible, represents the company mission to create technology that inspires people around the world. 2.0 Risk Management Governance. ASUS has a strong risk management structure led by the board of directors and supported by the risk management committee. Each department is responsible for managing its own risks, such as cybersecurity, supply chain, and finance. The corporate sustainability office also works closely with the committee to manage the environmental and social risks. Through trainings, audits, and digital monitoring tools, ASUS builds a risk-aware culture where every employee plays a role in keeping operations safe and reliable. 3.0 Risk Management Framework. ASUS follow the ISO 31000 framework to manage its risk in a structured and organized way. This helps the company handle different types of risks such as financial, operational, cyber, and environmental. The framework focuses on protecting value, integrating risk management into daily operation, and improving the continuous. The process include identifying risks, assessing their impact, treating or reducing them, and monitoring progress through regular reviews and communication. ASUS also builds a risk-aware culture where all employees take responsibility for managing risks. By using the ISO 31000, ASUS ensures that risk management support good decision, protects its reputation, and help the company grow safely in a global market.
Hi, okay. This slide explains the risk architecture of ASUS. As multinational company, ASUS operates in many countries and faces various operational, financial, and environmental risks. To manage these risks efficiently, the company has a structured risk management system. At the top, the board of directors is responsible for overall risk management, including setting policies and approving strategies. Supporting the board is a risk management committee, which coordinate risk activities, review key and emerging risks, and report to the board. Risk responsibility are also assigned to each department. Operational and logistic manage supply chain risk. IT handle system security and data protection. Finance manage financial risk, and human resource focus on employee safety training. Sustainability and environmental risks are managed by the Corporate Sustainability Office to ensure responsible and transparent business practice. Overall, the risk architecture helps assess, identify risk early, respond effectively, and support long-term sustainability growth.
For the part 5.0, I will be presenting the risk protocol for ASUS. Risk protocol refers to a structured process that helps an organization to identify, access, manage, and also monitor the risk in a consistent way. It helps to reduce the uncertainty and prevent the potential issues from becoming a serious problem. According to ISO 31000, risk management should be a part of daily operation and decision making so that the organization can achieve their objective. As a multinational technology company like ASUS, they face various risks such as the operational, technological, financial, compliance, and also the reputation risk. Therefore, having a clear risk protocol is very important for ASUS to manage these risks effectively. This section consists of two main parts. First is the risk reporting flowchart, and second is about the risk register documentation. This slide shows the part 5.1 risk reporting flowchart for ASUS. The risk management process starts with identifying and collecting the risk information. ASUS gathers risk data from various sources such as the global risk trend, legal requirements, stakeholder feedback, and also the past incidents. After that, the risks are analyzed based on their likelihood, impact, and how much they could affect the company. This could help ASUS decide which risks are more serious and need an immediate action. Next, ASUS developed risk control actions such as the prevention plans, key risk indicators, and also the business continuity strategies to reduce the impact of these risks. Since the risk management is a continuous process, so ASUS will regularly monitor and reviews its risk to ensure the control remain effective. Finally, the important risk information and updates are reported to senior management, the board of directors, and also relevant committees so that the decisions are made based on the accurate and up-to-date risk informations. Now, this slide presents the Part 5.2 Risk Register documentation. A risk register is a key tool used to record and summarize the major risks faced by the organizations. It includes the information such as the risk categories, likelihood, impact, and also existing control measures. In these studies, the risk register highlights major risk areas identified from ASUS ESG disclosure, which including the cybersecurity threats, supply chain disruption, regulatory compliance risks, financial control risks, and also the ESG-related reputational risks. The purpose of this risk register is to identify the main risk themes rather than listing every detailed risk. These risk categories provide the foundation for further analysis in next section, where risks are evaluated using a likelihood impact framework. As overall, the risk register helps ASUS prioritize key risks and support effective risk assessment and also response planning.
In this session, we focus on risk assessment, which is conducted in three main steps: risk identification, risk classification, and risk measurement. This aligns with the ISO 31000 risk management framework. First, we begin with risk identification. ASUS identifies risk using a corporate risk identification matrix, which evaluates risk based on vulnerability and the likelihood of impact occurrence. Initially, risks are grouped into five categories, which are technology, social, economy, environmental, and emerging risks. To ensure alignment with enterprise risk management theory, these risks are then mapped into ERM risk types, which allows for more structured analysis. Next is risk classification. All identified risks are classified into four ERM types: compliance, hazard, control, and opportunity risk. Compliance risks relate to failure in laws, regulation, or standards. Hazard risks involve events with only negative outcome, such as accident or disaster. Control risks arise from internal process, system, or technology uncertainties, while opportunity risks involve strategy decisions with both potential gains and loss. We identify each risk by matching its main source and impact to this definition before proceeding with scoring and response planning. Importantly, these risks are taken directly from the risk register in section 5.2 and are then assessed using a likelihood impact approach. From this process, we identify 13 key risks covering all four risk categories. For example, management of international risk issues is under compliance. Cybersecurity is classified as a control risk. Climate change and fire hazard are hazard risks, while generative AI is classified as an opportunity risk. Finally, we move to risk measurement. We apply a 5 by 5 likelihood impact scale to ensure consistent and transparent scoring across all 13 identified risks. Each risk is scored and then prioritized using a risk heat map, which we developed using Google Sheets. The risk heat map allows us to visually prioritize risks. For example, risks with high likelihood and high impact, such as generative AI, shortage of technical talent, and regional armed conflict, fall into the critical risk zone, and this requires immediate management attention.
So now we will enter to risk response. Before we continue to analyzing part, so I want to explain about the four type of risk response. The first one is tolerate, and the second one is trade. So for the tolerate, the company will accept the risk uh, because the likelihood and the impact is almost low and almost empty. So the cost of further control might be higher than the potential loss. So the company will be likely to ignore or just simply touch about the risk. So for the trade, so the company will try to reduce the risk, like implementing the controls to reduce the likelihood or impact of the risk. So this is suitable when the risk is manageable, but often happen frequently. And the third risk response is transfer. So in this response is like shifting the financial or operational impact of the risk to the third party. So like for example, insurance, yeah. And but the risk is still exists. This is used when the risk impact is very high and the likelihood is moderate or slightly low. And for the last one is terminate. So in this response is means that the company will eliminate the exposure to the risk by avoiding or stop the activities that cause it. This approach is used for high likelihood and high impact risks that threaten the whole organizational survival or reputation. So now for the part of risk response analyzing, starting with the tolerate risk response, which have a low impact and also low moderate likelihood. For example, like management of international risk issues, electronic, environmental risk, fire and explosion hazard, natural disasters, and also infectious diseases. These risks are mainly handled by HR, ESG, facilities, and also operations departments. The company accept these risks while maintaining controls such as regulatory monitoring, environment compliance audit, fire safety drills, disaster preparedness plans, and remote control capabilities to ensure operational continuity. Next, we have treat risk as one where the likelihood is high, but the impact is remain manageable. For instance, overheating risk in ASUS laptops and cybersecurity threats are treated by through active mitigation. This quality assurance team improve thermal design and testing standard, while the information security team strengthens cybersecurity controls to access management, encryption, vendor audits, and also employee awareness training. Moving on to transfer risk response, which have high impact but cannot fully control internally, like geopolitical risk, climate change are transferred through insurance coverage, supplier diversification, contractual risk sharing, and also currency hedging. These actions are led by the strategy and operations departments to reduce financial and supply chain exposure. And finally, we address terminate risk response, which have both high likelihood and also high impact. These include regional armed conflict, macroeconomy volatility, shortage of technical talent, and also ungoverned generative AI use. The company avoids this risk by suspending operations in conflict zone, reducing core exposure of volatile markets, redesigning workforce structure through outsourcing and automation, and prohibiting unauthorized AI use under strict governance oversight. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, here I will explain the lesson we learned from studying risk management of assets. First, risk management is something that must be done all the time. Problem like cyber attack, supply chain delay, or environmental risk can happen anytime. ASUS check and monitor risk regularly. Make sure small problem don't become bigger one. Second, having a clear problem and responsibility is very important. The board, manager, and employee all know their roles. This helps the company deal with risk quickly and in organized way. It also shows that everyone, not just the bosses, has a role in keeping the company safe. Third, different risks need different action. Small risks can be accepted, but bigger risks like cyber attack must be avoided or reduced. ASUS use framework like ISO 31000 to decide the best action of its risk. Managing risk also help the company stay sustainability. Environmental and legal issue can affect reputation and long-term success. Finally, awareness and yearly reporting are very important. ASUS train employee and encourage them to report problem yearly. This help prevent small problem becoming a bigger one. Overall, we learn that risk management make a company stronger, help make a better decision, and support growth. This lesson can also be applied in our own project and future work.